Second, we've got a crazy underpass push on the way. 3 here walking up. Kerrigan to spot it, but they don't get the kill.
Nope. Nico, he's able to get one as well. Now Rob tries to get into the... He flubs it, and he's going to fall right back into BMAS. That's an easy pickup. Last man's down.
Well, could have been a lot worse. If you had to guess, how long Chris J has been on Mousesports, what would your guess be?
45 years.
He's been on for a long time. Yeah. Real guess?
3 years now?
3 years? One more try?
Obviously more than that.
It's a little bit more than that.
For sure.
How much? How many days?
6 years.
He's been on Mousesports for 7 years.
Oh my God.
7 years. He's been on Mousesports since 2013. Looking at 2,500 days out of 2,900 days played.
How long was his hiatus? Didn't he took...
Looking at Mousesports, they need an opper, you know, post Woxic, and Chris is that dude. So put so much pressure if that was the case and actually swarm the site. So it looked a bit risky for him to cross, but I think it was like definitely the best play.
God, he just jumps right over the scope. Chris J launched like a rocket.
Stound's a bit off his game, it feels like. He just missed the shot there. He looked a little bit off yesterday as well.
Kerrigan going to challenge the murder hold just as the opera comes through. Perfect timing from Cadian, and Robs' patience should pay off. Yes, he's going to get aggressed, but easy pickup versus Nico. This is the easiest Mirage, and what do you know? A 5v4 straight out the gate. Smoke at the feet of Kerrigan, met by Nico's Deagle.
Slow down.
BMAS already taken.
Help but smile. This is his kill, and then the spray, like, he's just giving it a shot. Gandalf, you cannot crash. You cannot crash. You shall not.
Thou shall not. Heroic. Mousesports sent back to this A site. Let's see what their execute has in store for us. As he goes down, a second round for Heroic.
That was a wicked shot by Stound. Super quick flick on the A ramp. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like this can do it.
Maybe he doesn't want to come out with that kind of a statement as well. But I mean, like, if anybody thinks about Chris J, you think about how incredible he can play. SS 3 kills off the AK. Heroic with a third.
Yeah, they're all looking really good aim-wise. One big thing to think about, if he's only going to come in the clutch, and your 2 entry fraggers end up being like, if Chris and Kerrigan go in first, keeping up with players like the players on Heroic is so difficult.
Well, Kerrigan trying to stay as aggressive as he can. Again, just literally jumping up catwalk. Chris J finds the head of Tessas in response, though. So AWP a part of the mix for Mousesports in this 8th round. Looking to hang on to that lead. It was the 4-0 start despite some shaky situations.
And they can help escort Rops, who just has to worry about underpass to come over into B, but it's just Heroic thinking about saving already if it's not going to be an A-site hit, hoping to hell that Mousesports haven't gotten in this site, but they have, and that'll be the round locked up. So a couple of nice kills. And of course, you know, outside of Kerrigan and Chris J, there is BMAS, who just 1v4'd on the pistol round. There's Frozen. Besides their own inconsistency, that's hard to say why they have it, right? Like, they have a good, solid map pool. I actually kind of, some crazy shots being hit have resulted in the comeback. However, Mousesports are still up 1 round in total, so we'll see if they can continue that lead a little bit more.
This is a result of it. Chris J's scout headshot into Stound could bring this back, but what more can he really offer? He extends out from the doorway, and that's where Nico's going to find him. Rops, man, despite him being an unarguable star player, I just feel like he hasn't been in a great position.
He's just their hard lurk, basically.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how he's used. That's literally his role. So that's just how, that's the only issue. I mean, it's not his style to go in front, though.
No, for sure not.
That's what, you know, BMAS is like, your hardcore entry fragger, like the guy with crazy aim on the team who's, well.
I mean, Kerrigan definitely the entry this time tonight. Just running up catwalk, jumping out, almost at times kind of like throwing himself in. Ooh, man, they're playing around with him, and you don't want to play with him.
Win percentage, definitely true. They just also have some good wins as well. A little bit strange. Well, one specific one, Vitality at DreamHack Open Fall, 16-7 on Mirage. That's kind of the one best thing they've done recently. There's losses on either side.
Another one? 3rd time's the charm. Oh,
Uh-oh.
actually, it's a bit of a dud, but you know what? Still works.
Oh my god, wait, what just happened there?
There was a flashbang in the middle of it.
Oh, I see.
Kind of turned the attention of the two CTs we saw there in the middle. So I don't think it's what they were hoping for.
Yeah.
But they'll still bus.
Damn. That's sick.
6-6. Half of the first map has been as close as things can get. Counter-terrorists no longer over-facing in middle. And I think it's for that reason Kerrigan is suspicious of the potential for a man in vent. But Cadian peeks wide into Frozen. And think back to that excellent Frozen headshot that comes in on the same angle once upon a time. Cadian, not going to let it happen twice.
Yeah, versus Stown last time. Oh, Chris looks for an opening, but a flash to help our cat player escape, and a nade as a parting gift. Uh-oh.
Miss smoke.
A little bit off the mark, but the molly actually catches Nico, pushes him out. So that works out just fine.
Maybe. Tesses takes a little bit of damage. Chris J gets the scope up. Stown's gonna peek right into it, and it's simultaneous kills. Let's see it, Rops. Magnetized to the head.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh, man.
That's how I look at them, just young robot aim, basically. But it's been a messy half so far. Both ways. Some good stuff, and at the same time some weird stuff, some awkward situations.
I like it. It's a very,
It's a little different. So, yeah, for sure. But lots of nice shots.
ticks, and just a great first half of Counter-Strike. Join us after the break to see who takes map 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another episode of Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I've got Mousesports Frozen to join us here today. Do you know your teammates' skins? We show you one skin at a time.
That makes so much sense. But he was back to full focus because the round wasn't over. That
Sure,
was
man. Yeah, I love it, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay.
Back to full focus.
Gun round.
No plan. What was that round, man? That was
I
crazy.
don't know.
Love that. More of that.
I love how they just walked in on Rops as well. Made sure everybody had their pistols in
Oh,
position.
my God. That was crazy.
Okay.
All right.
Good grenades. Borup.
Huge grenades. Wow.
Hit by 2 of them, down to 42. But mid is completely under control of Heroic. Or at least that's what they think. Rops is kind of flirting from within the window. And he jumps back in.
Chris J's on. BMAS is on. Rops is holding strong so far. Everything's firing off in all the right places for Mousesports.
Meanwhile, Heroic still kind of staying a bit top heavy thanks to Tesses, 20 and 12. And normally we look to a guy like Borup to also add kills to the count, but 7 and 14 for the moment. Let's see if Cadians opt towards top mid. They're going to go for the run boost. Let's see if it offsets Chris J. He just ignores it, unscopes, and then goes back, and it costs him. There's the kill coming in versus Cadian. Nobody's watching.
Are they not watching it?
No.
Oh, yeah, they're not. Wow, okay, never mind.
But he gets tucked. If he just takes one more step back, then his barrel won't be seen.
This next step.
Heroic's offense completely spread, and Cadian, well, he's taking a bit of a gander into the A site. Nobody overfacing.
No Kerrigan push this time around. We've got a really nice, strong mid setup here, and it looks like there might be some action this way. Of course, we've got both the anti-flash position here as well as somebody who has turned to spot for underpass all at the same time, but now they'll have to give up the setup.
Cadian keeps this one even. Rops is going for yet again an underpass play, and Nico could cut this off, but right now,
Yeah, it's
Heroic can be up and down, but they're also so talented.
yeah.
Mousesports
It's
has
kind
the
of just
pieces.
up to them, really. It just feels like it's up to them sometimes.
Like you said, it's hard to put your finger on what goes wrong for Heroic.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I would happily be proven wrong. I've got no horse in this race.
Yeah, you do. You predicted them to win.
Yes, I did. Sorry, Freya. Fire in front of him. He doesn't really have any way to exit.
They don't really have a way to... Oh, that's kind of a weird round for Mousesports. They gamble hard.
By way of the starting 4 in each half. What would this game look like if they hadn't converted fully off both pistols? Presence yet again thrown to the top of mid. It's Cadian and TeSS behind the boxes. Chris J is going to position his sniper here in B-Apps, taking the job away from Kerrigan. Maybe the op can make a difference.
Certainly. Be a good spot for Chris J to think about pushing if he thinks there's only one person there. So he's going out a bit wider actually here. So now he's got this deep line. So yeah, he is going ahead with the push. This is the kind of control you like to see for Mousesports. So whether or not they find anything here, they know, well, oh my god, he's going to get shot on the side. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I guess he was going to make his way all the way into underpass. A really unfortunate window there for Chris J. Could have held in his position, but how is he to know? Kerrigan will try to make up for it. Push off Cat.
Nice.
Oh, he'll even respond. Oh my.
Headshot, he chases him down. Now he needs to stick it. And it's going to be BMAS to kill him, to cancel, and to clutch a 12th back for Mousesports. We are tied yet again.
That is all about Kerrigan. Look at him on Cat from the ladder room, knocking down 2 players, and then they punish the lurk as well. This is after Chris dies in B halls. This is where it could have all fallen apart, but he puts together 2 of these fantastic M4 A1S kills. He's so careful about it. Instant first bullet headshot on both players. And Nico does his damnedest to catch out Rops and almost make it.
Cat, but the man could bring it back from underpass. It's Rops beneath the feet of Katie, and that's a big kill. But it could still just leave Heroic to sink their teeth. You know, you talk about Mousesports developing talent. They've been building Chris J up for 7 years.
He's been building them up, actually. He's been pulling all the strings. It's that damn smile of his.
We've got BMAS close on the A site, underneath the palace. Just hanging out. Wraps around him, that's nasty, and he's gonna go one better. A headshot into Chris J, and a spray for the 3rd kill. On the lesser scoped weapon. That's a message for Heroic. This game's not over. TeSS, though, going to be tasked with the Cat play. What's the B defense? You've got Kerrigan and Chris J. The old guard of Mousesports, both up in apps. And Kerrigan's ump not going to be good enough to take this duel, not at that distance. Chris J missing his shot. That's both of the B players critically wounded.
Oof. These rounds, and they're rewarded with a full-on hold to follow. So the op is back in the hands of Cadian. Give it another chance on the full buy. It seems like they'll be okay to buy next round as well. So very scary scenes here for Mousesports. But after that round, you've got to have some faith.
We watched Mousesports slowly stack more and more defense on the B site until Heroic started using that connector A play. I wonder if they go back to a committed B hit to try and close this first one. Kerrigan's going to be just outside the doorway playing with Frozen back on.
More pressure on them to get this than there is for Heroic. Both teams will have the buy that they're looking for, I'm pretty sure. Even the op on Cadian. Definitely everybody has enough money to work with. Heroic will call a tack. Utility damage looking nice for Heroic. Very nice.
Heroic heading 4 players A early. We've seen the mid to A play, not so much this heavy ramp commitment. Chris J, he's going to get aggressive, hits the first shot. Borum, oh, he gets bested. It's down with the double kill to try and claw this back. TeSS comes in with a big kill through mid.
I mean, Kerrigan knows how to call on this map. They like the map. Let's see what they can do.
Rob's going to find the first one. It's Nico dead. TeSS inside. Fast enough lines them up. Gets himself just the 1 kill. And the lack of penetration on the MP9, I feel like that, you know, if that's a full-fledged rifle, dude, that's tons of damage on the following players. But even the door swing from Kerrigan will cost him. Mousesports going to offer over a round. So just in the same fashion that the Mirage pistols go, it's the opening and conversions. This time actually less, as they had 4 rounds in a row at the start of each half on Mirage. Heroic immediately on the board once they have some weapons.
Some real lifers on this team. It's like even Rops has never played on another pro team. Isn't that crazy? Kind of just went right to Mousesports. I think directly from FPL, basically.
Essentially,
just
yeah.
Never did any.
Obviously, and he kind of redefined what I think it's like a new generation of Counter-Strike player, where you can use this you know, pug infrastructure to get up there, but corner extending slightly, he will take the headshot versus Kerrigan, and now it's him versus Rops. Coming off of the ramp, Rops, his head's been spot. The Molotov on the ground was on fire.
Oh.
He died with it lit in his hand.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Okay, I think I noticed that, but then it just didn't really register in my mind. So
You noticed
okay,
it,
that's how
but,
that happened. Okay, cool.
Didn't see a reason to fixate on it. Understandably. There's bigger things going on, like these vent dives. Yet again,
Attack pause is going to be called. And Heroic going to talk things over. It's hard to follow all of the action by how chaotic. That's where you have to go mentally to hit the 4K spray transfer. The event horizon.
5-1 off of the pause. We'll see if these vent and the pistol round from Heroic comes up near empty-handed. Only one casualty for Mousesports means they're racking up cash.
Get the cross out, cost him a couple extra smokes. And
Nice.
Chris Day will fish one. That's nice.
For Frozen. This is awesome. Mousesports. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not meant to have much in store for us.
Chris, I mean, again, Chris isn't really multi-fragging, but he's hitting a lot of hard opening shots, like, almost all the time.
Wall of smoke's thrown up. Spamming some shots through. They silently cross over. Secret is compromised. Stoun's AK is sitting outside of hut, in case you're wondering where that one rifle is for the T side.
Oh my god, they aren't. There's no one survives. Off of that one tactic, they explode into position. This has got to be an economy play here. Clip for Maniac to go over. That was just beautiful.
Yeah, that's the eco play of the day. Beautiful boost, and I love just the sheer tenacity behind that first kill.
It's really just
immediately into where they need to
you
be.
just know, right? So this guy,
All right, well, that's an explosive wave site. So confusion reigning supreme. Frozen, Chris J, BMAS, 3 kills consecutive for Mousesports, but Stoun now. Bomb carrier toppled outdoors.
man, Stoun's been pretty much the only good player right now on Heroic. Apart from that one deke from Cadian that won them around, Stoun's been like trying to do everything. He's getting the opening kill at Squeaky consistently. He's multi-fragging in the site for the refrags. I mean, credit to Mousesports. They're on top of every single kill. Like, they're doing such a good job of making sure there's no progress out, like, at all, apart from this. So again, Stoun, like, this is all you have, basically.
So far, it's not enough. They need to recover.
Nice multi here. Good series so far from BMAS. This is a big one for him, especially to lay it down on Nuke. What an anchor. Fantastic spray.
Maybe looking to try the same thing, but smoke in their face. Obviously, a little presence outdoors means that they do have other options. There's teenagers in position. Big burst, 5 players charging into the vent. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not the 5th.
No, you don't come down. It's my turn.
Yeah. All right. Robs, though, there it is for the moment, but they go back and take what they can,
This is
giving
an awkward,
chase.
It's an awkward cancel because the bomb's like in the middle of the B site, right? It's on the left side.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, they have 30 what is happening right now? They're going to go back to try to find a kill, but they have to just get back to B site. I mean, no other real option.
Maybe
Kind of crazy. I don't know where this round has gone, but what will happen? Cadian slinks down the ladder and could potentially shoot BMAS if they actually found a round. They're pretty strong post plants, but Frozen is on the hunt.
Yeah, he could clear both these players if he's lucky. Cadian drawing him into it, but he clears the close corner. Stoun and Cadian, couple of kills should absolutely ice this out. But I mean, listen, Mousesports, why not? They have such a massive lead. I mean, money's a little bit questionable on Robson Kerrigan, but
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Do they not have
they
enough
have to
money
play
to
the
buy? I
safe.
guess it just doesn't feel like there's any chance for him to win, but may as well save if they want to potentially keep on to 2 ops, I guess.
All
Don't
right.
know. We'll see about the money next round. Either way, Heroic, they pull this one off at the very least.
3 rounds, the minimum.
What a lurk. Out of Squeaky with an op down the vent to flank BMAS in that position. It's unlikely.
Molotov in position, gets extinguished. He pushes straight through it, and he pressures the sniper down into the B site. Just continuous gun. Absolutely need to win a pistol for the first time in this series, or else Mousesports are taking us to a third.
Scared. Like a shit, bye.
Well, does some damage, falls off, doesn't over peak when he needs to, right when he's about to get closed out, takes the duels into his own hands. And Mousesports are on for a bye. This is a great round to bring back the momentum. It's versus 2 MP9s. Because it was such a clean round for Heroic, no upgrades are necessary.
Oh, I like the aggression. Bit of a risk, obviously knows, and tucks back into Mini. Just
watch the back of Mini. You can catch them on the lurk. It's very powerful, but it relies on a mistake, and Nico actually does capitalize on Frozen, finding a time to peek out and pushes forward outside.
Robson's going to challenge from Squeaky. Betters Katie, and Nico now redrawn back through Mini onto the A site. Molly in front of him forces his feet forward, but that works out for Heroic. Kerrigan, quick headshot, and a 3v3 ensues. Shots chewing through the side of the door. Nico sees that as an invitation.
This is interesting because I think they know Kerrigan is still late out of hut, so Nico probably still clears this, but what does it mean at this point? One player in heaven? Wow, quick reaction from Stown. Leaving the options very slim here for Mousesports to try to get anything done. There's no reason for Heroic to move at all. They've got good spots. They can sit and wait. Force Mousesports to come up with some great entries. I think maybe Chris J tries to enter through Mini or something to reinforce this upstairs take. But apart from that, I'm not exactly sure what. Have some CT shuffle around. It looks like they're just trying to go for the vent dive to join him. At least they have info, but Katie is the ace, and he's going to grab it. An incredible ace from Katie, perfect spray control all the way around. And it was when Heroic...
Huge task ahead here for Heroic. Minute margin of error. Speaking, Heroic should have always had. You want to talk about statistics, though. Robs, man, constantly a threat and never dead.
That was like some BMAS-style entry from Kerrigan. Really sick. That must have been frustrating for Stown. The flashes and everything. Like, he could not find a target, or C for that matter, at all. That was ruthless. That's a pretty scary situation. Difficult these days to pull off a really good upper execute that way. That was definitely well drilled by Mel.
At the moment.
They are falling apart.
And Mousesports going to laugh all the way to the finish line. At least
even have as cherry on top Chris J with the backup coming in. Now Bemis again punishing that split. I think the preparation from Mousesports was on top of things. They knew what Heroic was going to try and throw at them, and they were ready at every single turn.
And this is where now we potentially could have been looking at Mousesports having a 2-0, because you come back to Mirage and it was oh so close.
Yeah, it was super, super close. And I wouldn't say they could have gotten a 2-0. I still felt they win a lot of the time. Sending a guy down towards went fast like Stavan, and then having Kadian coming fast outside through the silo. They do it so many times here and there. There's still a lot of skill within the camp of Heroic. But I will say, you know, coming into train, it's not as clear-cut as it was going into this matchup. I think Mousesports are playing some better Counter-Strike now than they were a couple of months ago. They seem to be more stable. Kerrigan seems to be fired up. Rups coming to life right here as well. That is very, very important coming into train. He's going to be super, super influential on the inner bomb side. If he can shut that down, I can see Mousesports bringing a fight to Heroic. No doubt, Heroic is still the favorites, but Mousesports, the way they're playing right now, well, they look like a much better team than they were just a couple of weeks ago.
And I want to get both your opinions on this, because when it comes to train, for me, I do look at this as pretty much a 50-50 between these guys.
Yeah, and the problem is, if you're Heroic fine, you have to remember they lost to Endpoint on train. Whereas Mousesports, yes, absolutely. I like your face right here, because that's what happened. They lost to Endpoint, so Heroic did not show a great display on that map, whereas Mousesports, they made easy way of guts and 16-8.
Yep.
Granted, these are only one result. Let's take it with a pinch of salt and be careful. Overall, very good map for Heroic in general, but when we started the video, I said
to hold inside by himself, Frozen can then get back up. So Frozen is not necessarily needed to play it by himself. So it comes down to the dynamics of the game, comes down to where Heroic sees some weaknesses within the Mousesports lineup, but there's no doubt to me that Heroic Heroic, as of right now, are still the better team, right? They showed that the last couple of months. They are one of the best teams in the world. The positive thing for Mousesports coming in here, they were able to beat Heroic on a map like Nuke. That is a testament in itself. There's no doubt Heroic is one of the best teams in the world on Nuke. They beat Astralis twice. They beat Vitality twice. Some of the leaning towards more and more Mousesports, I'd say.
Wow, and this is a big change up on how it all went down, because especially after the first map, you could think Nuke's coming into play. Yeah, Heroic can be living the dream and no problems at all, but this is
my equal. If anything, I see DJ as a superior because there's nobody that I know who can be as cool as DJ but also remain as down to earth. The question is not whether he is a genius, but whether he knows it or not.
It's not whether he's a genius or not, it's whether he's found out about it.
Third map between Heroic and Mousesports for the Blast Fall Showdown. Somebody's going home. It's either her. That kind of nullifies the vision. Tough to see what's going on. Tesses, he just wants a piece of the puzzle. And, well, it's Robson Frozen to get a man advantage to the favor of Mousesports. Z player, gonna wait for his chance to strike. It's a bit labored from Borup, but he gets there in the end. And now it's looking good. Borup with an additional kill, and Nico the last one. It is Heroic to win another pistol. And this time on the CT side of Train.
A second pistol. Yeah. 2 and
Nico.
Mousesports 16-1 endpoint on Train. Therefore, Mousesports are your Blast Showdown champions.
Yeah, just not even winners of this game, just going all the way to the end.
61 endpoint on Train. Dare I say it? Oh my God, how much space has Kerrigan made? They didn't know that he snuck out?
All the way down T-Con, nobody even watching it. Borup was a little too late to the party. He is sitting on side of Z.
Oh, the CTs are very scared now. The situation now is that Mousesports can buy, even though that one came close. They didn't keep enough control of the map to be able to like carry in crossfires over until his last final few kills. Too many. Frozen is one of the best ladder players in the game, but for this half, at least he's over at Ivy. Rops is up top. He'll drop down, kill Tessis, who was blind as we switch back to him. And Stown is trying to push down Ivy. These are a good couple of kills here from Mousesports, and Stown also gets caught pushing through the Ivy smoke as well. I think some footsteps were being heard on the way back.
Tough to see what's going on. Tesses, he just wants a piece of the puzzle. And, well, it's Robson Frozen to get a man advantage to the favor of Mousesports. Z player, gonna wait for his chance to strike. It's a bit labored from Borup, but he gets there in the end. And now it's looking good. Borup with an additional kill, and Nico the last one. It is Heroic to win another pistol. And this time,
start off a little bit stronger, get the confidence going, and start rolling. Questions about Train with endpoint, but again, came down to clutches. I mean, this is a new challenge. Fights for the CTs to work with. Ladder room control here for Tessis.
Nico gonna drop the ball.
Never mind.
Instant headshots.
They are shooting hot right now.
Not one, but two, but five.
Wow. That's all I could say. The only word I had left in my vocabulary to describe what I just witnessed.
Maybe only 4. Frozen does spam one away inside of the smoke. So just like that, we've got Mousesports on the board for their T side. And dead. Tesses able to get 1 kill. But that's it for the time being. He's got his hands on an AK.
That would have been good for anybody. This is our space.
They've got the bomb in position. They've got everybody in position. What a slow round for Mousesports once they get to the 3v2, just walking and crawling. And, well, it pays off, so why not? Cadian is going to die as well here. It's a second for Mousesports with only 2 casualties stacked up against them. Chris J, this was a good kill giving cover. And then Tesses, this is the one moment where maybe things could have gone back the other way.
But they set up a nice trade. Like a nice trade potential. They waited long enough. They didn't peek too early there, kind of understanding that Tessis would come close. They didn't know exactly how far, so maybe they would have let BMAS peek first, but still a really, really good situation. He's an exclamation right now.
He's already exited T-Con. He's got tons of players right in front of him. And they're, in fact, able to overwhelm with just their measly pistols. BMAS doesn't decide to swing out just yet, and the CTs go trudging along into Frozen. 3 kills from the top of the dumpster. He throws these CTs in it. And Nico, with the retrieved AK, will find another kill. But Cadian over on the B site, they did not expect him. He can't finish off the first player with just the USP, so 3 still survive for Mousesports as Chris J takes the plant.
Big rotation for Nico. He'll try to keep this AK and run. Don't know how he decides to save. Could run all the way back into Ivy, but there's a chance that Mousesports hunt early. A tragic tale of 2 CTs. Maybe a tragic tale of 5. Heroic, can they pull this half back?
It's off to a great start for Mousesports.
Flub on the grenade here by Rops. Doesn't mean much. They try to stop the push from coming in. Again, just trying to bait him forward. Oh my god, it works!
Wow.
It actually works. Tessa.
Furia with the wild Molotovs. And this man's just using those size 12s to bait the players in. Stown gonna be met by a smoke grenade. 2 players on the other side of it. They're going to inch their way through the smoke into the A site. Nobody actually there for the CTs. Cadian's all the way back on the B site, so Kerrigan sees this for completely. Ivy, that's Stown trying to fight. But Rops has gone ahead and grabbed another headshot, so this is his 3rd kill on the round before Nico.
Smoke to back 6 again. That's the key one when you go up for these anti-ecos to make progress all the way through hell. And that leaves Cadian alone. USP, this long line. Let's see if he can get a dink. Maybe just a dink. And here's the player to just jump out to catch a ladder rotator, but Rops, he'll do more than that. He'll grab 2. Top of the train.
Also outside it.
Definitely plenty of highlight moments despite winning or losing here for Mousesports. Looking sharp, but they don't pull anything off. They've been able to take advantage of him, but he's also gotten the kill sometimes. Hard to say if it's worthwhile for the CTs. But it looks like this time around he's peeled back a bit. He'll let him have it.
They've got the smoke and the Molotov. No, initial information. But they had a hunch, and it pays off. We are tied at 5.
Tries to find the timing, swings out wide from back 5. And honestly, that looked like that was just going to fall apart again for Heroic. I'm surprised they brought it back. It's all about Stown's op kills from Z and from Ivy, and that is just nuts as well. One down through the smoke, all the way to the back, like the front of the site for the from the T's perspective, and that's a round wrapped up. Pretty nicely handled, even though some of the entries were very, very good from Mousesports. Got across the site fast, got the top 5. An interesting one. Tac timeout called here. Most amount of fights, I'd say, so far on the CT side.
I feel like they're countering him, though. He's been playing inside of Z, and they know it.
Right.
Those flashbangs felt like they were designed for him.
Held down that spray for so long from that distance. But hey, who's got better spray control than Tess? Stown and Cadian alive. 2 on 3 in the post plan, just trying to save their ops if possible, as the half is not over. And one will get ripped from the hands of Cadian. Stown will have... Ugh.
Give me the heebie-jeebies.
Ugh. Free the lamp.
2 rounds the lead. Mousesports, they're about to get a 3rd one as well, because there is nothing for Heroic to work with. 4 P250s and a single flash. They go 3 players out on Ivy. Maybe that's their attempt here in this eco. Cadian, maybe good for 1. There's so many players right behind BMAS that even if he dies, I mean, there's no reason to expect anything other than a Kerrigan.
I'm going to find a spot where Kerrigan can't find me. Kerrigan won't kill me.
You know that face we all just saw from Kerrigan?
Yeah.
That's what Borb's going to see tonight when he goes to
In the
bed.
corner of it. Stop.
Enough is enough.
Production, don't do this. Okay, I would like to ask him if the plays through the smoke, are they based on something that happens on the map, or is he trying to find timings, or just going off of feeling? I don't know how much he would reveal, but I'm curious what he would say.
Nico's going to open up, so Kerrigan again just walking out from T-Con. They're protecting Borup, but Cadian going to have to be the one-man army here on B. His back's already compromised, lands the no-scope, but BMAS posted on the Z exit, and him alongside...
Even, and they got the first pistol, and still Mousesports got a 10-round half. Oh my god, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, maybe now Mousesports will need Chris J to come online to keep this going.
Yeah.
This pistol makes things way more competitive. And I mean, like, Chris didn't win a lot of his duels. He also didn't take many. You know, he's 8 deaths in the first half. Just really, as you mentioned, just was not a necessary component based on what we saw.
Down out on Olaf early.
We're gonna go.
Really primes Chris J to find impact.
Shocked that Borup doesn't even clear that hard left corner. No one's right behind him to make sure that they trade right away. And I think that's a knot for Cadian. And then we're in business. We're going to let Cadian work. Oh, no, they're not even going to buy any, actually. They're just going to go full nades here. I think Tessa's had enough money to drop one if he wanted to. They're going to opt out, maybe go into more of an execute style round. Typically, if they're going to default, it would make sense to have a lot of options that you could take over. Let's see what their option is going to be this time. It's going to be one of their final chances to get back into this game. It already seems incredibly unlikely. Astonishing performance here from Mousesports already. I mean, losing the first map and then winning Nuke and now winning Train.
Makes you realize that that's 16-14.
He has a chance to win. If there was a crowd, they would have cheered when he drew a circle on them through the wall over at Cloud, but there isn't one, unfortunately. Sag. Frozen will go and save.
We've got a 7th on the board for Heroic. So, yes, they win Pistol, lose to the Force. Mousesports turned that second round win into a 3-round spree, and now Heroic are back. Liver, and it's a shame that it's not a part of the equation, because Heroic need him right now.
For sure, he's definitely not feeling it at the moment.
Tough night in the office.
Indeed. Frozen, really sick at ladder, like amazing at ladder. Let's see what he can do. Picks a perfect angle. That's 2 down quietly. I mean, that's Tessus and Nico. If there's anyone to take down, it's those 2 players right now.
Yep. And Chris J drops down. That's kind of the third piece. Cadian and Borup. I'm just trying to think of lame fruit.
Coming out to Farmer's Market.
One after another. Headshot, headshot.
They could have dropped on each other's heads.
Yep.
They could have flashed on top. They could have mollied, double mollied. They could have threw nades with a drop. They could have not gone. They could have done something.
But they didn't.
They didn't flash.
And Frozen, because of it, is going to maintain that over 100.
They don't want to execute down lower with Kerrigan up here. That's a trap.
Looking for the boost.
Imagine.
Kerrigan's going to play it patient. No reason to move anybody over. It's just been silence.
This is the ace in the...
What you doing?
Just taking time off the clock. Okay, Goombud.
Frozen, 1 versus 2 clutch attempt. Cadian, that seems like a bit of pent-up. Just stuck that for the round.
He literally... What on earth? He knew Cadian was there, right? Why didn't he just stick the bomb? How does that happen? And he dies to it. Can you explain that? I can't. That's weird.
He could have stuck that for the defuse. Cadian, what's up, man? Like this? Okay, I you know, it's all good humor.
I mean, here he's actually just taking time off the bomb, right? He can literally wait as long as he wants.
As long as he wants.
Christian smile. That's so good. I don't know. Very weird.
But the game goes on.
It does.
6 rounds the difference. Rops to the top.
After this, and it doesn't look like they have high odds of winning this one either. So let's see what they can do. Surely going to commit out soon. Rop's feeling very frisky. He's going to push through inner, potentially flank the ladder. That's a kill done. That's a second one done. That's match point for Mousesports. And Heroic, they look like they're out of gas.
Yeah, they really do. This has seemed to have fizzled out. And in the face of Mousesports' talent, I mean, how do you not feel so broken? Frozen 27-9. Rop's 21 kills on this map, and we know what he did on Nuke to him too.
Well, it's good to see Katie and Matt every step of the way. I like that.